And welcome back to the Stroke of Midnight. You're the man named Jack. I haven't figured this out yet. He woke up once, and I bopped him again. If I step on these buttons, it activates two of those shrines for a second. What? What? Was I supposed to bring an explodey box up here with me? Because I didn't. Okay, that flipped. There's a big thing over there? Wait, hang on. But he's awake. Go back to sleep, Xander. Alright. So, okay. There's a big flippy thing over there that if I go up here... What? What? That's cheating. Okay, what do I do? Like this, it looks like it unlocks them or something. And I can get to that one from that flippy thing. But how do I keep it unlocked? Like, he dead-ass just nuked my block when I tried to set it on that. Is that an indication that I'm not supposed to put that there? Or, whew, I almost jumped off the edge there. Okay, yeah, it fizzles the moment I get up there. And then I stand on this. Only one thing to do, really. Sit down and have a good toast. I can magnetize them. Oh! 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 I figured it out, guys! Guys, I figured it out. Okay. I figured it out. That was not obvious. Okay, so what I do, and what happened there, is when I go up here, you can magnetize those towers, and when you do, those floaty things are explosive. So that one probably needs the screen. Okay. That detonated both of the shrines that this is attached to, so now I jump onto this, and I rinse and repeat for the other two. Okay, alright. I figured it out. I did it. Xander, go back to sleep, idiot. It's nap time. If you awake, you a fake. It's bedtime, bitch. Ah, my ride. Boom. Alright. So, this up here. Yumpus. You're a red? Yeah, you're red. You're also red. You're red, right? Cool. Doubled. I don't know what that flippy thing over there is for. Go back to sleep, Xander. Ooh, that was close. Alright. Does this one have an elevator, or is it just this? Oh, that's what this is. This is the elevator. Okay. You over there, you get a green, I'm pretty sure, and then you get a red. You kaboom. does the earth-shattering kaboom. There we go. Hey, I did it! Servitor of the Outer Gods, for completing the game. Woo! I did it! I did science! What the fuck kind of pose is that? He's like, take me, Cthulhu, I'm ready. What? What? Oh, I yeeted out. Okay.
Dax!
Oh, no?
It's okay, Gamaji.
I can barely hear you. There's so much interference. Where are you?
I'm with them.
No! I'll find a way to get you back home, Dax.
Gamaji, I'm not coming home.
What? What do you mean? What about Cass? What happened to her?
She's gone, Gamaji. With Grukasbur and all the others. If you could only see, you'd understand. I know now, Gamaji. I know where I fit in, what I was born to do. Xander only knew how to summon them. He didn't understand.
What are they, Dax?
They're eternal, Gamaji. They've been here forever. The old ones and their servants. They know who I am, who I was, what I'll become. I'm going with them. You can't imagine what it's like to see through their eyes the things they've seen.
Dax, please, don't go!
Goodbye, Gamaji.
Dax! 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 Grukasbur's facility had been wiped from the face of the earth. The life net had been corrupted, driving some clients to dementia, raving of ancient alien powers waiting at the edge of the universe. Some became feral things, stripped of their humanity, driving large areas of the world into chaos. Most people, though, found themselves cut off from the net, forced to meet one another face to face, to actually live with each other to survive. Without Grukasbur to lead the world into a new age, MagTech production stopped. Someone had reset the game. The savior of the Earth had disappeared. His voice no longer repeated its corporate hymns over billions of dead LifeNet connections. The survivors of this new era looked at each other and saw only more uncertainty. There was nothing left to do but rebuild and try to make sense of what happened. I think that's what saved us in the end. We had to do it together, unified, always wondering if something was watching us from the stars, ready to stand together if it came back. I've not spoken with Dax Ward since his last transmission. I've seen him only in recurring dreams. He stands in a void, waiting, staring intently at something in the distance that I can never see, but I know is there. There is no sleep after these dreams. I watch the skies instead. Part of me hopes that Dax would do everything in his power to keep them from coming back. Part of me fears that he no longer exists as the human being that I knew. And part of me knows that whatever Dax Ward has become, and wherever he was taken, it's safer for us all if he never comes home.
Oh? Oh, is this the credits? Okay, that's the credits down there at the bottom. Okay. Game complete. Well, and they've got MagTech in everyday life, I guess. So So, I'm gonna say it up front, B+ puzzles. You know, there was some good stuff there. Some of it irritated me. Some of it was a little bit below par. But, by and large, there was a lot of good stuff. The core concept, and I'll say up front, my biggest complaint is that the core concept is not magnetism. I do not know what I would call that, but that is not magnetism. Magnetic fields always exist in duality. Every magnet has a north pole and a south pole. This is, as far as we know, a fundamental, irreversible fact. It is a consequence of what a magnetic field is. It is a consequence of how electromagnetics work. And if you somehow found a way to isolate a purely positive magnetic field, it would undo basically all of modern physics and also unlock the gateway to, well, I don't know if I want to say infinite energy, but it would be weird. It can't happen. With our understanding of physics, it can't happen. Which is what this game is mimicking, is that you've got a green field and a red field. They are their own things. They attract same and repel opposite, which is actually the opposite of how magnets work. Magnets are attracted to opposite magnetic fields. So, but I'm getting off track. One thing at a time. First off, the puzzles. B+. Good stuff there. A lot of good stuff. I enjoyed playing this game. I like puzzle games, and I, as evidenced by the fact that I've completed it, I enjoyed playing it all the way through to the end. I'm happy with the time spent. I liked it. So I guess that means at the end of the day, not an assessment. Puzzles, B+. Some good stuff there. Some good ideas. Some not good ideas as well, but some good ideas. The story writing, C-, and I think that's being generous. The entire angle of, and I've said this in other videos more eloquently, but it's the old ones and they're coming to destroy everything and you've got to save the world with the power of puzzles. The reason Portal worked as well as it did was because it was a very localized story. You are trapped in some kind of hellscape laboratory, overruled by a maniacal machine, and you've got to escape. And that is your only objective for the entirety of Portal. Portal 1 and Portal 2, you are trying to get through the puzzles alive so you can escape. It's focused. It's narrow. It knows what it is. It doesn't need any voice... Well, it needs GLaDOS's voice lines, but it doesn't need any cutscenes to drive the main action. The story didn't really fit well with the gameplay. They could have made, if they had stopped after the opening cutscene, and the entire game was just the puzzle course of you trying to prove your worth to make it up into space, that would have been a fulfilling story. That would have worked better than the story that they had, because it works. The story of you trying to move through these trials to prove your worth motivates the steadily increasing challenge of the next puzzle will always be harder. It would also fit well with the puzzle theme of every puzzle should teach you a new trick that you can use in further solutions. Well, maybe not every puzzle, but the deeper you go into a puzzle game, the more complex it will get by necessity, but also the more skills you will get to solve the puzzles, the more tricks you will learn. Portal at 1 and 2 was great about this. The game was chunked off into segments. Each segment had a theme. There was the introductory theme. Then there was the turrets part, the light bridges, the goops, each had their own section. and each successive puzzle built on what you learned previously to always drive it forwards. This game, I'm not gonna say it didn't do that, but it didn't do it as well as some of the other more successful puzzle games, and I think that's why this game only gets a B+ for the puzzles, in that they were, most of them, good puzzles, but some of these solutions, I do not feel... I'm trying to think if there's one specific part. Actually, I can. There was that one puzzle that I got stuck on, where I needed to launch myself over a chasm, and I needed to put Goddard on the ceiling to magnetize me up to get me across the gap. I tried putting him behind the launcher to get some extra boost. I tried putting him in front of the launcher to get some extra height. I tried putting him on the landing dock to pull me forwards. I tried putting him everywhere except for the correct position before I found the correct spot, but then that mechanic was never brought up again. Like, the dog had other uses, but that trick of putting him on the ceiling to get more lift out of a boost, that specific trick never showed up again for the rest of the game, so that victory rings a little bit hollow, because once you've gotten it, you don't need to do that ever again. But puzzles, they are what they are. The story, God, I started that segment talking about the story. C-, it didn't detract from the story. And I grade stories a lot more leniently now after playing Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3, the story actively detracted from the game. The story made me stop playing a game I would otherwise have loved. If they removed all of the cutscenes and all of the voice lines, the game would be better for it. And I'm not even talking about, like, a Metroid Prime where the character just doesn't speak. I'm talking about the game as it is now. If you just silence the audio and skip every cutscene, it is better than what it is right now. And you'll go through it having no idea what you're doing, but it'll be better for it. This game, not that bad. It is okay. It works. Thematically, thematically, the story is cohesive with itself. I don't think that the magnets aspect really works well with Cthulhu. If they wanted to do, and again, drawing back to Portals would have somewhat thematically worked with Cthulhu, because then you would have had the option of wrong warping. Like, if you put a portal and the portal just works wrong and you slip into the wrong dimension and you run into Cthulhu or extra dimensional beings, that would have had a mechanical tie into the story. This game, the overarching Cthulhu storyline did not tie into the mechanics literally at all. Which, again, is why I think the story would have been more successful if it had just been about the trials of you trying to go to space. Simple, narrow, human. That's what you need. And here's the thing. Big budget games, they can get away with saving the world stories because they can put the fidelity behind it. Indie games, you do not want to be saving the world if you're an indie game. I'm just going to say that outright. Indie games excel at being smaller, intentional, and passionate crews. And so an indie game can better deliver on a smaller, more focused, more human story. And there are a lot of exceptions to this. Like, I guess FTL or Dead Cells is, I guess you're not saving the world in Dead Cells. FTL, you are kind of saving the world, but even then, the story of FTL is like, it's there, it motivates the game, it's not terribly impressive. You play FTL for the mechanics, not for the story. Yeah, science in the game, F. Failed science. Magnets don't work like that. Overall game rating, I'll give it a B-. Good game, entertaining puzzles, a fun playthrough. I had fun playing and recording it. I wish that it hadn't been about Cthulhu. I wish there hadn't been a Dark Pulse and it was just Magrunner. Does this game have a prequel? What else has this studio made? I'm curious now. Let me go look. Developed and published by Frogwares. Let me see. They've made a number of different things. A lot of Sherlock Holmes I'm seeing here. A lot of mystery games. Sherlock Holmes and the Hound of Baskervilles. That's a fun story. A little bit of Dracula, a little bit of Crime and Punishment. And those are all just new releases. Can I just browse everything? All. Yes. Wait, hang on. Something's weird about this. Because I'm looking at this and I'm seeing Sherlock Holmes and the Devil's Daughter, Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishment, Dracula, Love Kills, Journey to the Center of the Earth, Testament, Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes, Sherlock Holmes, Dracula Origin. What is this? I'm seeing a lot of what I would assume to be very story-driven and writing-based games, and Magrunner Dark Pulse feels like a incredible break from the norm from this studio, which is weird, because if they're doing a more like detective visual novel style game, if that's their forte, I kind of would have expected better writing for this. But having said that, the game is successful enough. It's not remarkable, it's not bad, good game. Worth the, I don't even remember, like $12 made for this, but anyways, enough rambling, enough of my review. Y'all were here, y'all saw it. I feel like you got a good feel for what I think of this game along the way, and I'll stop rambling because I'm all out of time. So thank you all for watching, but I must go as I hear my curtain calling, so I'll have to catch you in the echoes. Just don't forget to hit the like button. Where's the stop button? Gah!